Hey, Midwest Picker here. It's kind of funny. Make sure I don't hit anybody. Thank goodness for these backup cameras. So I brought little Midwest to school this morning, and I said to her, you know, today's Friday, November 6th. Seems like I'm forgetting something. Today is November 6th, right? She said, yep, November 6th. And I started laughing. I just realized this morning that I took today off. So I took a vacation day, and I totally forgot. So I thought, what the heck, I'm gonna get some chores done, do some listing on eBay, run to the post office, got some sales right here, grab some lunch. So I'm gonna take you along with me. I don't know if I'll record video, but I'm gonna stop at Kohl's to pick up a purchase from Mrs. Midwest. So today I'm running errands. That's my idea of high entertainment, is running errands. And I'm going to stop at a Salvation Army and a Restore. Not that I need the inventory, but I figure it's my day off, so I might as well do a little bit of sourcing just for the fun of it. Maybe watch a movie today. I haven't watched a movie in a while. It's been a long time. So yeah, going to the post office, getting some lunch, and then maybe the next clip you see will be me sourcing. And if I don't shoot video inside, I'll shoot video in the car and show you what I got. Hey everybody, Midwest Picker here. I am so dead tired. Me and Mrs. Midwest, we had a garage sale today. It's Monday. It's Monday, November 9th. We had to clean out the house, clean out the garage, move things in, move things out. Anyways, it was a very successful, good day. But my name is Dave. I'm a part-time reseller, part-time YouTube content creator, full-time husband, RN, father. You might have seen Little Midwest with me in some of my videos. I create these videos mostly for people new to eBay or new to reselling. It could be any platform, Mercari, Craigslist, local pickup, online. And I have videos on how to ship, how to source, how to list. Most of my videos are what sold on eBay or sourcing videos. The what sold videos are very helpful so you don't buy the wrong items or waste your time and money buying things that just don't sell. So when you see other resellers like me saying this sold on eBay or BOLOs, be on the lookout, it gives you an idea of what actually sells. This is a sourcing video. It's also an educational video. I was so excited to make this video. I actually skipped dinner. It's 6 p.m. I had to get this video recorded first. Then I'll eat and edit and upload it tonight to YouTube. Also, I wanted to point out I'm using a new parabolic microphone. I'm going to put a picture of it up here. All I did was take a punch bowl I bought from like the dollar store for $1. It's thin plastic. I just cut a slit in it through to the middle with a hole, and I put it on my tripod. If you've ever seen like football games, like before COVID, NFL, college football games, there's always that guy on the sidelines with that big plastic dish, like a big bowl, and he's got headphones on. That's a parabolic microphone. And you just aim it at people from far away. It enables you to hear better. You can just do this trick, you know, on your ear, and it amplifies the sound and you can hear better. That's the whole science behind it. Let me know in the comments down below if the audio sounds better. In the past, I've had problems with the audio being too quiet, too subdued, and myself included, have to crank the volume up on my computer almost, you know, like to 80% just to hear myself talk. I do have an audio mixer in my editing software, so I figured that out. So I cranked the volume up, and it's still just a little too quiet. So I'm a little closer to the cell phone now, and it can pick up my sound. And with the parabolic microphone, let me know if it's any better, and let me know too if it sounds weird. If there's an unusual echo or it sounds strange, just let me know that too. Enoch is just so excited; he can't stand it. He's got the Christmas lights. Very festive around his picture there. The lighting is a little subdued in here. I don't have my big umbrella light on my face because I want the Christmas lights to show up better. So I'm hoping I look okay. Joey, yeah, he always looks good, doesn't he? All right, so this is a sourcing video, and I'm dedicating this video to Carol Cedrone. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Let me know down below in the comments if I messed it up. But Carol Cedrone is a member of the Reselling Resource group on Facebook that Dominic runs. I'm going to link that down below. If you're not familiar, Facebook has reselling groups. There's a whole bunch of them, but Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter, I think has the best one on Facebook. She's an active member on there. She also participates in Dominic's live YouTube videos, and she likes to make funny comments as well as I do, and you'll figure that out in just a minute what I'm talking about. So let's get into the little life lesson when it comes to taking pictures and listing items, regardless if it's eBay or Mercari or Poshmark or whatever. Before I get into this quick lesson on scale and size, I want to mention real quick that my movie is out. I'm going to link down below a YouTube video I made a long time ago. It's my worst performing video, and I know you're asking yourself, why would you link it down below if it's your worst video? I think it has like 18 views. It was my experience working on a movie set, so that's much quicker if you just click that link and watch the video than for me to explain it. But I was an extra in a film, August of 2019. It just came out a few weeks ago, actually like November 7th, not a few weeks ago. It just came out November 7th. So you can go to encouragetv.com and watch it for free, or you can go to the YouTube channel Encourage TV and watch it for free. And if you want to fast forward to the last 10 minutes of the film, I'm in a scene where I'm sitting in a church pew behind Donnie Most. So it's pretty hilarious because half my face is cut off. So maybe I'll put pictures up here of that. So I'll get the DVD, I'm sure. And my name is in the credits. I think that's the coolest part. You know, never mind the 2 seconds of fame of half of my face. I'm glad that my name's in the credits. So I just want to quick mention that. So a lot of times when people take photos of items they're listing for sale, they'll put things in the picture for scale. And I'll put some pictures up here. Sometimes people use a ruler. Sometimes people will use like a dollar bill, and that's fine. It's comical. You have to put in the description, like in parentheses, dollar bill not included, or ruler not included, because you'll get that one weird buyer that'll be mad because they thought they were getting a dollar bill with their purchase. But that's for scale. Everybody knows how big a dollar bill is. Everybody can read a ruler. That helps a lot. I sold a tool one time. It was a little drill bit. And I got a return on it because the guy said it was smaller than he expected. I don't know. I described it in detail, but I didn't use a ruler or anything. So if you're selling anything that you think might require scale, like say you have a keychain with a little, stuffed animal on it, you might want to put a ruler next to it just so people know it's only 1 inch and that's not an actual big stuffed teddy bear. Another bit of advice, I would not hold items in your hand. So if you're going to sell like a coffee mug, don't, hold it in your hand and take a picture, or any item like that, because people have different size hands and the buyer might think this item is bigger or smaller based on your hand size. Hands are not universal like a ruler or a dollar bill. So I discourage you from doing that. And there's some good reasons too. Some people have very large hands. Some notable people in history who have large hands that probably shouldn't have their hands in the picture because it makes the item look so much smaller would be like the actor Andre the Giant. Rest in peace, Andre. Here is a picture of him holding a beer can, a 12-ounce beer can in the palm of his hand. This is not photoshopped. This is a real picture. This is how big his hand is. Just incredible. Good bit of trivia. He was in the movie Princess Bride. I encourage you to watch that. Some other notable people in history with big hands would be like the Jolly Green Giant. He had really big hands. And say Paul Bunyan. He had really big hands. So they probably shouldn't use their hands in a photo. Another person that's notable too is Dominic, primetime treasure hunter. Here's a picture of him and his massive hands. The only reason I mention that and tease him about that is because he says the same thing. I wouldn't say it if he didn't say it. Carol likes to point that out. And Dominic has big hands. He's a big guy. So he probably doesn't take photos with his hand holding an item. It makes the item look so much smaller. Now I'm going to demonstrate with these tools right here. Now I would say I have average hands, maybe even small hands. They're not very big. But this is a average C-clamp. I'm going to put it close to my face because if I move it close to the camera, it looks bigger. This is my hand holding an average C-clamp, right? So, not a big deal. This, oh my gosh, this is a Dominic C-clamp. Thing is 6 pounds, it's hurting my shoulder. Look how big this thing is. This is something that Dominic would handle with his big hands, where this, this is like average ordinary, I wouldn't say ordinary, that's not nice, average size C-clamp that I would hold in my hand. Now, if Dominic held onto this C-clamp in his hand, it would look like this C-clamp. It would look really tiny, but in reality, it's this massive 6-pound, 1.5 foot C-clamp. So you can't hold it in your hand and give it scale because it'll confuse the buyer. Now just one more, here's a Crescent Wrench in my hand. That's what it looks like. Nice Crescent Wrench, I use this all the time. Not going to sell it. It's a good professional grade Craftsman, really cool in my hand. This is a Dominic Crescent Wrench. This is an 18-inch massive Crescent Wrench. This is Dominic size. Look how big this thing is. This is real, and it's really heavy. This is a 5-pound Crescent Wrench. So if Dominic were to hold this massive Paul Bunyan Crescent Wrench in his hand and take a picture of it and put it on eBay, it would look like this. It would be this tiny little thing. And then somebody would buy it, and this would show up in the mail, and they'd say, what the heck? I didn't want a Crescent Wrench that big. I thought it was only this big. So that's like a little lesson. If you're going to use something for scale, use a dollar bill, use a ruler, but don't hold it in your hand because, you know, my hands are average or small. Dominic's are big. See what happens to the scale? I mean, it gets really confusing. This is really heavy. It's like hurting my shoulder. Will you rub my shoulder for me after this video? That's right, you can't. You don't have hands. You're no good. So that's my quick lesson how to on scale. Be very careful how you scale things. And if you're going to use your own hands, you might want to reconsider that. Just use a ruler or a dollar bill instead. So let's get to the sourcing part, the serious part of the video. I went sourcing on a Friday. It was my day off. I didn't really hit very many places. I hit a Restore thrift store. If you're not sure what that is, Habitat for Humanity has their own thrift stores. People donate tools and construction supplies and carpeting and kitchen cabinets, all kinds of stuff. And they just want to move it as fast as they can and get rid of it to raise money to build homes for people. And I go there probably once a week because it's really close to my house. And I was walking down the aisle and I saw these drill bits hanging on a peg, and they were kind of those inexpensive ones. I'm not calling out Harbor Freight. I mean, I own Harbor Freight tools because I just do DIY projects around the house, so it doesn't really matter. But I do own high quality tools too. And I glanced, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw red, and I saw these puppies here. Milwaukee brand drill bits. Look at the size of that. I call this the Big Daddy. That thing is 1 1/8 inches in diameter. It's not a boring bit. It's a drill bit. Massive thing. So I got 9 different sizes. Some of them are smaller, like this one here. This is a 3/4 inch. So they came in different prices, $6, $8, I think $10 was the most expensive. And then they were green tagged, so they were 25% off. So I got 9 different size Milwaukee drill bits, brand new in the package for $59. And I did the comps. I'll probably get about $159, maybe $160 when it's all said and done. Prices are all over the place for the Big Daddy. The smaller ones, there are some solds. But that big one, it's only asking price, so I'll probably ask $25 for that single big drill bit. And then these smaller ones, I don't know yet, $18 to $22. We'll have to see. The problem is this is not really a bread and butter item, but there's a lot of other people selling these drill bits, and almost everybody offers free shipping. And that's the hard part. This is not a vintage collectible. If I had a vintage collectible and I was the only one on eBay, you better believe I'm going to charge shipping. People will pay the shipping. They're happy to. But if you're going to sell something like a cell phone case or a Coca-Cola t-shirt or something, anything that there's hundreds or thousands of on eBay, you're competing with all of those other sellers. Check out what their shipping is. If 80% or more have free shipping, you might want to consider working the shipping cost into your asking price and offer free shipping. Otherwise, you're going to get buried and people are going to jump all over the free shipping ones. where I sell vintage collectibles, that's not a problem. Sometimes I have the only item on all of eBay, so I always charge shipping there. These, they come in under a pound. That Big Daddy, I think he was 14 ounces. I'll have to double check that one. I think he's under a pound, but man, is he big. So I'm going to do pretty good. I wouldn't say a home run, but $59 into $160, that's pretty cool. The temptation, of course, is not to keep these. These are very high quality, and they're brand new, sealed in the package. So no, I'm not going to keep any of them. I'm going to sell them all. And that's another lesson too. There's nothing wrong with used drill bits if it's a really good quality one. The problem is the buyer knows they're going to have to sharpen them when they get them. So a used drill bit, you have no idea how much use it's had or abuse it's had. But if it's brand new in the package, you're going to get tons more money. So you might find drill bits kicking around in a box at a thrift store for a quarter a piece or 50 cents a piece. My experience is they're not worth it because people just don't want to buy used ones. They want new ones. So this was a pretty good score. I'm not going to call it a home run. I'm going to call it a good score. The other item too were these nails. It's heavy. 5-pound box of nails. I got these for $1.25 a box. They only had 3. You have to be very careful. There's a lot of shipping tape on this box to reinforce it. I made sure that the original seal from the manufacturer was still on there, so these were not opened and retaped. You have to be very careful with that. So these will ship priority mail, probably in a Region A box easily. I'm not sure what I'm going to ask for these. Somewhere between $12 and $15, and I paid $1.25. I got 3 of these. So that's the video, guys. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. That way when I go live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll get a notification. And when I upload videos, you get a notification. Put any questions you have down in the comments, or you can email me. My email is linked down below. You can follow me too on Instagram. Just go to MidwestPicker.com and it links everything I have. No last words from Joey. Enoch is celebrating early, so that's cool. See you guys next time. If you missed my Sunday night live, you can always watch the replays. Those are also available. See you next time.